Futures Gala. It is at Hilton on the Park, Saturday, June 27. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, Windermere are a fantastic charity that I've got involved with James, and basically they help out kids in crisis, kids who are having a tough trot at home, and they've been doing it for more than 20 years. And it's hard to raise money these days in fundraising, so anyone who would like to go to this gala, it's hosted by Tony Jones and James Rain will be performing. Please get online, windermeretfs.com.au. Sensational charity, really would be good if you could get on board.
The theme is Diamonds Are Forever. James Bond and TJ hosting. Get along to that one now. It is time to welcome the man who breaks more stories in this caper than anyone else, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Craig Hutchison. Now, Hutchie, welcome to you. Let's, before we get on to it, Richo, we're going to give you the first crack here.
Oh, well, I said I'd rather speak to him after the show.
Yeah, what?
You said punch him after the show.
Well, that's what I told you, but
What's the problem?
No, come on, mate.
I think it's better if we talk about it after the show, Craig.
What's the problem?
Hang on a minute, mate.
Thank you, no.
Samuel, sit back here, please. Richo, Hutchie, you got anything to say before?
I'm not sure what the problem is. What's the problem?
I'll talk about it later, I said.
About something last week, maybe? Something last week, was it?
I think he knows what we want to talk about.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Look out, where this happened.
From a player's point of view, and I haven't spoken to Rich, I just, like, do you think it's dangerous using the word, and I watched the show last week, do you think it's dangerous using the word fact when you weren't there?
That's what happened, Nick. I just report the story. Don't shoot the messenger.
But do you think it's dangerous using the word fact? Like, fact's a very strong word, and when you're not there and you're trusting what other people have told you, like, do you think from a player's point of view, and you know, obviously Jake King copped a pretty heavy whack last week, to use the word fact, I was sitting there last week, I thought it was dangerous.
I disagree.
Unless you were there, like, you know, peeking through the door or something.
Well, I disagree. That's what happened. Chris Nim had a meeting with the coach. We don't need to go over it. Jake King went with him and I reported it accurately. So that's my job. It's not my opinion. It's my job to tell you what happened.
Matthew's now going to ask you what
here we go. You're getting involved now too, you old
I am
fossil.
getting involved. I want him to ask you. I know what he wants to ask you, and if he doesn't, I will. He's just told me.
I don't like you leaning over me.
Well, go on.
I'm not talking about
All right, we've got other issues we've got to get on with, and
Right, I could ask him the question Matthew told me.
No, well, if Matthew wants to ask it, he's big enough to ask it, and I think he wants to deal with it off camera, and Hutchie's big enough to answer the question. But in the meantime, Hutchie, news first.
Am I allowed to do this, or is it
Yeah,
too
absolutely.
dangerous?
No, that's a legitimate question from Nick,
Fair
and
enough.
you answered it right in the right way. Premiership star, possible comeback. Who is it, and is it on the cards?
Ty Kennelly, the former Sydney Swan premiership player, will consider and is considering a shock comeback to AFL football next year, should he achieve his dream of winning an All-Ireland final for Kerry. Now, he's playing, of course, at the moment. There's 3 or 4 months of the season to go. He's 4 games away from achieving that goal. Got a big game next weekend, and then, of course, the All-Ireland final, which is in September. Needs to win those 4 games, but if he does satisfy the wishes of his late father in doing so, he will consider returning to AFL football. And the Swans have still got him on the list and remain in contact with him, and can indeed redraft or reclaim him on the list at the end of the year. His manager tonight was very circumspect to the Footy Show. Michael Quinlan said, "He's currently committed to Kerry, but I would never say never. Ty's story has been an extraordinary one, and who knows where that story ends." He's 27 years of age only at the moment, remember, so probably got 4 or 5 years left in him, and it'd be a great story if he did come back.
He would. Yes.
I'd forgotten he was only 27, Gary.
Ty Kennelly?
Yeah, it's news, isn't it? Go on, no, push on.
Well, if he's got to come back,
only thought he's 26, really.
You've got to be of the
He's
age
27.
to come back.
Wow.
Russell Robertson, we just saw the St Kilda and Melbourne sides. He's been dropped.
Yeah, shock dropping. Kicked 2 goals, 3 last week, had 5 marks, but the coaches put the foot down. This was a part of the reason. This mark and then subsequent attempt to kick it goal while laying on the ground. Now, we spoke to Dean Bailey tonight, the coach of the Melbourne Football Club, and put the question to him as to whether this action, which Russell was quick to apologise and said it was flippant after the game, he shouldn't have done it. Dean Bailey said to the Footy Show tonight, "I'd be lying if I said it wasn't part of it. There's a lot more to his game than just that. We want him to contribute in all areas of the game, or to all areas of the game." He let himself down. Now, he went on to say that he was confident he'd play well at Casey and get himself back, and he was a valuable member of the team. But Melbourne make a little statement of their own, Gary.
Yeah, no, it was Lairising, no question about that. And
at the stage where they can bring young players in. So not a bad call. Ben Cousins heading back. A lot of Perth people in the audience. He's going back for the first time. I would imagine when he arrived at the Perth airport, there would have been a few people waiting for him.
He's like a rock star when he arrives back in Perth, and there was plenty of, not emotion, but plenty of fuss tonight. He had a couple of security guards assigned to him as he arrived back to make his transition through the media a little bit easier, or a couple of minors at least. And as you'd expect, he got the full workout from the Perth media. Had nothing to say. It's a good story, though, returning to Perth to play AFL football. Only missed one game with that broken hand and was whisked away with the waiting eyes of the media. And now it's all too familiar circumstances with Nathan Brown there in the car. Terry Wallace, game 500, you mentioned, one of only 16 in the history of the competition. They're arriving tonight with his wife. Kerry, best of luck to Plough in what has been a tough couple of weeks. It's a great milestone. His future, as we told you on Footy Classified, was determined this week. Richmond staying very tight-lipped about that, but if they lose on the weekend, there is a chance that it will be his last game as a coach. Let's hope not, and he can get through another 2 or 3 weeks. And best of luck to Terry Wallace.
Is there anyone we could ask?
Now, the drug...
Is there anyone? Hey? Anyone on it here that we could ask?
Ask Bill, but I don't reckon he'd have the answer.
I see.
I'm so glad I agreed to come on this panel.
No, we love having you, Richo. Just hang in there, mate.
I'm going to ring you tomorrow anyhow. I'm going to leave a message if you don't answer the phone. The number comes up, so if you don't answer it...
The AFL's report on drugs was released today.
Yeah, and good on the league for coming clean and putting the numbers on the table. 12 instances over the last 12 months. That's down on the year before, and it's tracking in the right direction, so the policy is working. 2 second strikes, which makes the total now 7 in the competition, but overall it's tracking in the right direction, Gaz.
Hutchie, we talked about Jared Wade earlier and the big loss that he's going to be for the Carlton Footy Club. Season over, knee reconstruction.
Had surgery tonight, looking forward to getting back. Jared Wade, he went into hospital today. On the way in, said that he wasn't confident of being back for round 1, but he would do his absolute best to be back by the start of next season.
Yeah, it's feeling all right, mate. Obviously going in now to get the surgery done, but no, it feels as good as it can be at the moment. Yeah, just obviously get the surgery done and start the rehab as soon as possible, but yeah, sort of I'll catch up with them in about a week just to find out what the go is for the rest of the season and my rehab and that. So yeah, but it should be all systems going in a couple of weeks.
Going to be sorely missed, no doubt about that. Now, if we could just be serious here for a moment. This is a story that I alluded to off the top, a very sad and tragic story, Hutchie. We all get up and about, and we're as guilty as anyone. We get excited when coaches are under pressure and players are signing new contracts and all those things. But this story in particular, I think, brings some perspective to what footy's all about and indeed life.
Certainly does. It hit home this week. The sad and tragic loss of Andrew Gilmore, who was a promising young player for Glen Orden here in the Western Region Football League in Melbourne. He had been a Western Jets development squad member as an under-16 now. Andrew, the late Andrew, now sadly passed away last week. He had been playing football only a fortnight ago, went up for a mark, as so many have done before him, copped a knock to the ribs. He was taken to hospital by his mother, Irene, after the game, and was after 2 scans was revealed he had a ruptured pancreas. Half of his pancreas was removed, and 4 days later he was home in bed and jovial with his parents and on the road to recovery. The next day, as his mother went to work, his mother Irene, he was suddenly and unexpectedly rushed to hospital where he tragically passed away as a result of that injury on the football field. The Glen Orden Football Club contacted the Footy Show this week. The late young Andrew had been a devout viewer of the Footy Show, and the club, which is fair to say is not flush with money, nor to, it must be said, as the family, were seeking to raise some funds to fund the funeral on Monday as the community tried to come to grips with this tragedy. Irene wanted to talk to the Footy Show to share her story, not only to raise awareness for the Glen Orden Football Club in their quest to start a foundation, but also to send a message to other mums and dads out there who may be watching this and fearing their own children playing football this weekend. Her message: let the boys play.
I always thought, Andrew being Andrew, nothing could hurt him. And that's what he loved to do. So, to all parents out there who now think, you know, I don't want my child to play, let them do what they love. Because I think Andrew died because of something he loved.
Can you take us through what happened?
He was running towards the ball. He went up to mark the ball. Mitch, one of his teammates, must have yelled mine, whatever. He took the mark, and Andrew sort of just turned, not to interfere with Metch, and copped a knee to the chest. Then I took him to the hospital. On the Monday, we ended up finding out the nurse called us in and said to me that he'd damaged his pancreas and needed to be transferred by ambulance to the Alfred to have surgery that night. Andrew went into surgery at 9:30 Monday night. We got to see him, I think it was about 1:15 Tuesday morning. And he was Andrew when he come out of surgery, you know. He was laughing and he was talking to us, and, you know, I remember his first things he said to me when he looked at me is, "I'm so glad to see your face, Mum." Then he come home and, you know, things were okay. He was doing well. On the Thursday night, he was normal Andrew, bossing me around, you know, make me some potato cakes, Mum, and go get me some ice creams, Dad, and stuff, you know. I got up in the morning and I heard him calling me, so I went downstairs. And he says to me, "Mum, I'm in pain, I'm in pain." I said to him, "What have you taken?" And he'd taken all the tablets he could take. I couldn't give him any more. And I felt him, and he felt sweaty, but he was cold. And then I called Jason down. He's rang the nurse, and Andrew was vomiting. But then he said, like, he sort of laid down, and I'm like, "What's going on? You know, you're right." He goes, my pain's good now, Mum. You know, go to work. And so I left to go to work. And then I kept ringing Jason to see, you know, how he was going. Jason goes, "Yeah, he's responsive to me, he's doing all right." And then he rang me back, he goes, "Can you organise someone to get Jake and Tyson to school and stuff?" He goes, "I've got an ambulance coming, I've got to take him to the hospital." And then Jason rang me back and he goes, I'd organised to go home from work, and then in that time Jason rang me and said to me that Andrew had passed away. And we don't know why yet. They're doing the autopsy.
You chose to speak today and to talk about your son. Why did you choose to do this interview?
Davey asked us to, and because he wants to start up an Andrew Gilmore Foundation. And just to get the word out there, and, you know, to let everyone know that this is something sad, but for all those mums and dads, cherish your kids while you've got them, because you never know, you know, what's going to happen.
Yeah, Irene Gilmore, they're the mother of young Andrew, who was known as Happy Gilmore in the community. They have two other young kids, Jake and Tyson, who are continuing to play Auskick, which must be very traumatic for the family.
So the foundation is for what, Craig?
The foundation is to raise funds for the funeral on Monday for the funeral. It's a struggling community and a struggling club, and who are not flush with money, so we agreed to help promote it tonight with the foundation to raise some money.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what we have decided to do, the footy show. We thought we'd take the pressure off the club, who have got other things to do, and we'd take the pressure off the family, and we would like to oversee the immediate expenses of what's going on with the funeral and any other expenses. So we would like to not burden the club with having to raise money, or the family, and we thought the footy show would oversee the upcoming expenses for... Not a great gesture, but he was a devoted fan of the footy show, and we thought that's the least we could do, Gary.
No, he was, and that's not looking at all for a pat on the back from our behalf. It's
not at all.
Something that we can do, and happy to do, and our thoughts with the Gilmore family. Hutchie, good job. You and Richo can sort out the rest of your differences backstage after the show. We're going to take a break. Almost Footy Legends up next.
Pack up your troubles in your old gift bag. It's Almost Football Legends. Tally ho, William.
There we are. Thank you very much. And Almost Footy Legends. So what are you going to do to him?
What's that?
What are you going to do to Hutchie?
Oh, it's not talking about it.
Right.
Let's do these.
Let's get straight into it because we're running late. Have a look at this grab here. The Ormond Old Trinity game in the Ammos. Oh! You beauty! What a hanger! Let's have a look at it again in slow-mo. Richo.
Number 2, Chelsea Heights versus St Paul's. The St Paul's players out on the ground. Chelsea boys still in the room, so the ball gets bounced and they still muck it up.
Have a look at this. They nearly miss it. Oh, kick a goal.
It should be a little bit easier when the other players aren't there.
Yeah, that's a good one. And have a look at this. Another hanger here by Reed Crow. It's a trial game. Oh! And look at Crowy. Let's have a look at it again. You ready? Oh! Righto. Let's see how the crowd went. Number 1. Who liked number 1? What about Richo's number 2? Oh. And number 3. Oh, well done. Number 3 it is. This is Craig Abercrombie. Is that the from Castle Hill, New South Wales?
Did you notice what Billy did then? He gave me the hard one to do and you did the too easy one.
And you stuffed it up, Richo. That is it. And guess what? They have won here, Craig. You have won this.
Thanks to Crazy John's, your mobile experts, our weekly winner takes home a brand new phone from the huge range of phones at Crazy John's. While our 2 runners-up get $500 cash courtesy of our good friends at Crazy John's. And the major prize winner at the end of the year takes home the multi-award-winning Nissan Navara STX Dual Cab 4x4 with a powerful 126 kilowatt turbo diesel engine, a massive 3,000 kilograms brake towing capacity, and unique utility track load restraint system. Valued at more than $47,000. Nissan Navara is tough at work, hard at play.
That's right, send your entries to Almost Footy Legends, PO Box 800, Richmond, Victoria 3121.
Very nicely done, Bill.
Just had word in from the gatehouse that a brown Datsun 260 driven by Craig Hutchison has been seen leaving the premises. He's on the way home, the boy.
So
the big fella's got the shits.
I don't blame him when Big Richo's after you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the first time tonight for Shane Crawford.
Speaking of people that aren't happy with people, one of those articles that was written about the over 30 players at Richmond, no, it's not on your rundown, Foss, I'm just going to let you know, was written by Shane Crawford.
Oh, it was a long time ago, Gary.
Oh, it was last week.
No, it was a few weeks ago.
What'd you say?
Oh, I don't know.
So you can't speak about your article, and he can't speak about his club. Why are you here, both of you?
Well, I actually have a letter. That's why I'm here. And it's a letter. Dear Shane, I wish to register a complaint about Sam Newman. Please pass this on. Last week he spent a good 5 minutes complaining about Channel 7 not showing the start of the Collingwood v Carlton game. Yet you guys came back from an ad break and reckoned Gary had a bite of a chilli. Why didn't you show Gary actually eating the chilli? That's just as bad as missing the start of the game, isn't it? Now, Sam, I think he's got a bit of a point. So I reckon we should fix this.
Yes, thought of it, Gary.
If we can bag Channel 7, Gary, we can bag ourselves. That's what we do. We're very magnetic.
I didn't eat the chili. I said I bit it, chewed it twice.
Well, just in case we missed it, here you are. There you are. Go on. No big deal, Fox.
What, you're not having the rest?
Get on with the show, Jim. Come on,
now, can we just show you this? This is how pathetic. Gary thinks we don't know this. This is a doctored chili without the seeds in it.
Look at him.
You pretended. We pretended.
We are smarter than you, Gary.
Where's
Now,
the real
dogs,
chili?
where's dogs? We got some hot chilies.
Come
Here
here.
we go. We've got hot chili.
Now, come on, Gary.
Now,
Don't
Gary,
try
have
and
a bite of this one. Hey.
Go on. Bite it in half.
Go on, Gav.
Go on. Come on. Go on. Shane had to eat the whole lot. Go on, eat it.
How's it going?
Get on with this. Well, go on, eat some more of it. Well, Shane had to eat 12 of them.
Hungry.
All right, well, as Gary, as you eat the rest of that chili, Shane.
Eat one more bite, Gary. Come on.
All right.
I think you've done enough. Gary Lyon, ladies and gentlemen. Croft.
That is hot.
Shane, next week, what are you doing?
Next week's world record is 27 custard pies in the face. So looking forward to that.
Don't tell me that's not hot, Gary. Not really.
27 custard pies in the face.
27 custard pies from a 3 metre. Gary's in a bit of trouble. Actually, Gary, the hens are standing up in the back of the
Are you all right? Do you want to do this or do you want me to do it?
Go.
All right, the next game we're going to take a look at, ladies and gentlemen, is Adelaide and Hawthorn. Amy Stadium on Sunday. The Adelaide Crows, 4 wins and 5 losses, obviously smacked Carlton last week by 44 points. Seller for Trenko and Bock come in for the Adelaide Crows. No outs at this stage as we swing across to the Hawks. We've lost control of the show. Hawthorn, ladies and gentlemen. That's Adelaide. Let's have a look at the Hawks, who defeated Melbourne by 22 points last week. Stewie Jew, Xavier Ellis, Renoff, Shields and Tuck come in. Out go Moss and Stokes. Liam Shields is a first-year player. Taken 34 in the draft.
That is so hot, Gary. I don't care if people think we're putting this on. That is so hot. Is that hot or not?
Not bad.
Oh, shit.
Now, Hawthorn are playing Adelaide. Shane, let's start with you.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fantastic game. It'll be a lot closer than what everyone thinks, but I think the Hawks are starting to hit some good form, and it should be a very, very hot game over there. The Hawks for me. What do you reckon, Nick?
Yes, I think Hawthorn, home away from home.
I actually disagree. I think Adelaide were very good last week, and I think they'll win. And Voss, there has to be some moisture there now.
Come on, Foss. Can I tell you what he said?
No.
He said his agates sweat
I didn't
3 or 4 times a day. What did you say?
It's what you said that concerns me.
What I said, you said that your plums sweat 3 or 4 times a day. And I said, that is just abnormal.
Adelaide and Hawthorn, Sam.
Wait until you go to the toilet tomorrow after you've had that chili, Sam.
Well, that'd be a very good game. I think maybe Adelaide might win.
Gary.
Hawthorn.
All right, we're off to a break. I think we've officially lost control of this show. After the break, Sam takes Street Talk to the streets of Carlton.
They know we're coming. Yeah, right. Presumptuous, arrogant, or is this a premature evaluation? Seeing as the Blues aren't going so well so far this season, let's see if we can find them a new slogan by asking the folk at Nidri.
Improve on the Logan. I don't know.
Yeah, improve on the Logan. How would you improve on the Logan?
I don't know. I don't like Carlton, so I couldn't give it to Ed.
This is Carlton, sir. The Ruputukulu. Does that mean get stuffed or something?
No, by all means. That's a nice word in a Calabrian.
Marupakatulu. Hello, Dale, how are you?
Yeah, good. I saw you eat a hot Filipino last week.
You saw me with a hot Filipino?
Yeah, I feel sorry for you.
Did you say you saw me with a Filipino?
No, the hot chili.
Oh, shit! I thought you said you saw me with a... Did you see the Bombers play the Blues?
Yeah.
It was a good game, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, but the game that was knocking off Blues, and the last Saturday, the game that Richmond will pour it in the bottom. I got my grandson, he's Richmond, poor little fellow. When the Richmond play, he goes then they play half-time, then children play under 10, and they poor they're upset.
Pardon? Simply the best. That'd be a good slogan. Simply the best.
Better than all the rest.
Who sang that?
I'll never could sang that.
That big buxom lass, Tina Turner.
Yeah, Tina Turner. Simply the best.
Yeah.
Better than all the rest.
And what's the next lines?
I will never clue. What is it?
I didn't know the first two lines, sir.
Well, you did because you responded back to me with the first two.
Oh, okay, then. All right. Marupadukulu. What does it mean? I'm an asshole.
I'll kick into your backside.
You're going to give me a kick in the ass? Well, the man doing lines here.
I'm watching your show.
Show you, do you?
Yeah, I do. You're funny.
Yeah, shit, I wish we were as funny when we're on air as we are obviously here. We are no one.
Oh, too weak. Very weak people. Compare.
This is us Aussies.
Yeah, but compare soldiers. You taller, but it's strongest, but tactically you're not so good.
Yeah, I didn't actually swallow it, but if you did swallow it, there's a set the old. What's that though?
Give a shit. Give you a shit more.
Give you a shit more.
No, you burn the ringer.
Burn your ringer.
Yeah, you burn the fire, isn't it?
The ring of fire.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Marupadukulu.
Don't eat it all at once.
Do you
want to move that back a bit?
Sorry, we're just pushing you into the Marupadukulus. What do you like about it?
Well, it's a bit of entertainment. I think Shane Crawford's an idiot.
Isn't he an idiot?
I think he is. But we've got to put up with him.
What about Shane Crawford, that diminutive man who's existing without a brain?
Does he turn me on?
Does he?
No, my boyfriend plays football, so I can't say that anyone can turn me on.
Who's your boyfriend, no?
Clint Bartram.
Who?
Clint Bartram.
Clint Bartram. Keep that quiet, Will. We won't mention who he is.
A Gary Line lookalike. I sent it to your email.
You sent it?
Yeah. You never got it?
Have you seen Pillow Talk?
No.
We could do it. Yeah, well, it's where James Brayshaw or Gary Lyon goes to the partner of one of the footballers.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Good.
Sorry to interrupt you. What are you doing?
Just shopping.
Well, just hang on a minute. Have you ever seen Pillow Talk?
No.
Well, hang on.
Pillow talk.
What's his best feature?
His eyes.
His what?
His eyes.
Where'd you meet him?
On MySpace.
What's that, doll?
On MySpace.
When you left Famous early in the morning, where'd you go? Home.
Home, yeah.
Whose home?
My home.
Did he come?
He dropped me home.
Beautiful. And he left a couple of days later. I'll give you a kiss. If we didn't, we might get pig flu.
No, I don't think so.
I might have it. I might have it and pass it on.
Okay.
Who cares if we get it? Yeah, shit.
Yeah, no, give a shit.
You see, take history's Russia's always been win.
Yeah, all right, well, that's good. All right.
Okay, bye, Sam.
Okay, now.
Thank you very much. Give a shit.
Yes, welcome back to the Footy Show. Thanks to Crazy Johns, of course, and Carlton Natural Blonde. Looks like you got the folk of Carlton sorted out. Faisal, I just want to ask Gary whether he's back on track, because you were doing it pretty tough there, Gaz.
All good.
I beg your pardon?
All good.
All right. Well, we just had a little camera sneak out the back when you buggered off for about 10 minutes. Let's have a look at Gary. That's yoghurt and milk. You're downing at a great rate there, Gaz.
I'm not a big... Sorry about that. I don't like chili as a rule, so that you should try that at home. No, you should. You should try it, Nick.
Yeah.
And Matthew.
Cleans you out though. Gets your sinuses clear.
Does it? Yeah.
Maybe you give it to the team.
All right.
Actually, Gary, I'm glad you said you might try one. Why don't you have a go?
No. Go on, have a
Well,
crack
you're
at
not
it,
playing
you
at the
big
moment. You've got a
punch.
couple of weeks to recover.
Go on, you large mammoth.
Setting all those things up tonight.
Oh, I didn't
Go
see
on.
Right.
You've got to take some of the seeds.
You've got to get the seeds.
Yeah, have another bite.
Eat the seeds, Richo. That's not...
You don't hurry.
All right, while he's doing
Put it all in.
Oh,
That's
there
the
he's
boy.
going.
Now you're living.
Yeah, good work.
There you go. It's about the most courageous thing you've done for a couple of months.
Gazza.
All right, we're going to do Essendon and Geelong. We're going to have a look at Richo after this, because then you really see some stuff. Essendon take on Geelong Sunday at Etihad Stadium. Bombers are going beautifully. Fourth on the ladder, 5 wins, 4 losses, beat Richmond by 40 points. And out of the side goes Dempsey with an ankle. Love it. Murray suspended. This is funny stuff. Joe Watson's in great form, averaged 29 touches his last 4 games at Etihad Stadium. They play Geelong, who are undefeated. Second on the ladder, they beat the Western Bulldogs by 2 points. Stevie Johnson in great form, 5 goals. They're averaging 65 tackles a game. Matthew Stokes has been suspended. Paul Chapman's got a dislocated finger, had surgery on Friday night. So some big... I can't talk either. Big ins there for the Geelong. This will be a great game because Essendon are playing Jim. Help me out.
Yes, they are. They are playing Geelong. We're going to get the tips in just a sec. Richo, you need to look at me, please. What's happening with your eyes?
These blokes are soft. You've got to harden up, Sam. Toughen up in your old age.
A hardened hump, did you say?
Croft, Essendon, Geelong.
I think it'll be a fantastic game. Essendon moved the ball very quick and got a lot of fast players. Geelong, a great team, but probably more experienced, so Geelong to win.
Rui?
Yeah, impossible to tip against Geelong, although Essendon are a very exciting team, and I think we're going to be a really good team the next few years.
Richo?
He's got sweaty balls.
Matty Knights has got a really good game plan happening with Essendon. They're going to reap the rewards in the next 12 months, but Geelong are just a little bit too good at this stage. Sam?
Very exciting football Essendon plays. They actually almost played the game the way it was meant to be played. Yep. Almost.
You aren't joking. I'll tell you, they are hot. You should give everyone one to take
Geelong
home.
will probably win. This time last year they beat them by 99 points, the Cats. And tell you what, if they beat them by 9 points, they'll be doing well.
Well, it's a Sunday game. You want to watch a good game of footy, this would be one of them, Jimmy Boy, Essendon and the Cats. I think the Cats will win, but it'll be a really entertaining game.
No question, Gazza. We're taking a break after this pillow talk. Aaron Hayes, the partner, of course, of Nick Maxwell, the captain of Collingwood.
Pillow talk. Pillow talk.
Always fantastic to get access to the magnificent woman behind the captain of the Collingwood Football Club, Nick Maxwell. Her name is Erin Hayes, and she joins us on Pillow Talk. Erin, welcome to the Footy Show.
Thank you, Dave.
Very, very nice to meet you. How did you first meet Maxie?
Through our best friends at the time were together, and yeah, we just met at his house. So.
Love at first sight?
Yeah. Oh well, he couldn't get enough. So.
Is he metrosexual?
Not really.
He's not a waxer?
No. Well, he hasn't got much hair on his
Really?
chest, nothing like that, which is good because I don't really like it.
You don't like hairy men?
No, not a fan.
No.
Sorry, Gary.
Right, what about as a cook? Does he ever get into the kitchen? Has he got a signature dish?
He has, and look, he'll be mad at me saying so, but I don't really like it. It's called Nikki's Delight. And
He calls his signature dish Nikki's Delight.
Someone called it that.
What are we dealing with? What about, like, you know, before the game, Erin, we normally, you know, ask if there's any, you know, like business. Do you do any after hours sort of?
Unfortunately not, no.
What? Is that because you don't want to, or is it because he doesn't want to?
Well, it's been 7 years. So
Right. Starting to drop off a bit.
A little bit.
What's the last thing in this house that he would want you to show us?
Definitely our spa area, which he's done a bit of work on it.
Erin, this is a disgrace.
I told you it was bad.
Have a look at it. He's got a Gatorade bottle floating around in there and some sort of fish net.
I know. I'm not getting in.
When was the last time? No, when was the last time anyone actually did get in?
No one. I don't think it is. We've never had a spa. So
Really?
No.
Do you think it's important that your husband-to-be has a look at himself?
Yeah. I think we need to sort some things out. But like the decking and that looks good.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
All right, Erin, quick quiz time. How this works is we are aiming to find out how much Nick knows about you through these 10 questions. You ready to go? All right. Your favourite food?
Chocolate, I'll have to say.
Chocolate.
Your best physical asset?
Eyes.
Does hair count? She spends a lot of time doing that.
What's Nick's most annoying habit?
Oh, probably watching poker and horse racing.
Grumpy after games, we lose.
Who wears the pants in your relationship?
I don't think anyone's going to admit they don't, so I'll say me.
Yeah, definitely me.
Is Nick scared of Mick Malthouse?
Probably is.
She said you were. Are you scared of Mick Malthouse?
A little bit. I was, Mick.
Well, she said I do, probably.
Your celebrity crush?
Well, I don't know. David Beckham's the best thing I can come up with.
Beckham?
What were you wearing on your first proper date?
I can't even remember our first date, but I was probably wearing jeans, maybe, and a singlet, that'll do.
It was casual, probably jeans and t-shirt or singlet. So.
Ooh. All right, I'll give you that. Jeans and a singlet. So that's 6 out of 10, mate. It's pretty good.
Very nice to see Erin there with Mick Maxwell. Now, Nick Maxwell and Brad Sewell, two of the great blokes in footy, the Collingwood captain and the Hawthorn superstar, have gone into business together. Tradeinmycar.com.au is the business. Now, instead of trawling through thousands of cars to find the one you want, you just specify the details of the car you're after in a few simple steps. You'll see the trade-in range for your current car, as well as the contact details of a dealer who can make you a deal. Till June the 28th, Trade in My Car is giving away $1,000 a week. So if you want to chuck the Lambo on there, Foss, tradeinmycar.com with a $64,000 service is the place to go. So well done to Nick and Brad, tradeinmycar.com.au.
Very nice people, the Maxwell, Sam. What?
Yeah, Jim, there's two people on this...
Yes.
That haven't had a crack at this.
Nick?
Nick, you don't have to swallow it.
I'm allergic.
Well, we're all allergic to it, mate.
It's like peanuts.
Just have a bite of that.
No good.
Go on, now, come on. Now, people like to see the big, strong, virulent boy.
He's got to play this weekend. I've got to go home and sleep.
Matthew, if I need any help convincing him to eat it, I'll ask you, all right?
Sam, one person
Leave him
who hasn't-
alone.
James Brayshaw hasn't had a go. James Brayshaw.
Just bite the end off it, as they say. As they say in the classic.
Get Brayshaw.
Well, go on, you big
Brayshaw.
cunts. Jimmy, I noticed you wearing the gay pride tracksuit in the interview with Nick Maxwell's missus. Bite that. Go on.
What? Just let
come on.
Do this game and then I'll
do
bite
it now.
I'll do the game.
I'll do the game.
I'll do the game. You bite
Come
it.
on.
Collingwood take on Port Adelaide while Jim bites
Just
this.
a minute.
Collingwood, of course, 10th on the ladder. Jim's getting ready. 4 wins, 5 losses. Beat West Coast by 22 points last week. No changes, but no outs rather. 3 ins. Didac, Reid and Dale Thomas. Big ins. This is the side, as I said, that knocked over West Coast. Port Adelaide, on the other hand, got belted by Sydney. 55 points. Josh Carr's been omitted again. Almost curtains for him, I would imagine. Cracker, Roden, Westhoff and Thurstons are the ins. They conceded 8 goals in the opening quarter to Sydney last year. So I think this is Collingwood's game. Shane, what about you?
Yes, Collingwood were magnificent last week. They really teamed well together, and Port Adelaide were putrid, and I'm sure they'll bounce back this week. Should be a good match. I think Collingwood, and it was good to see that billboard Nick and Brad had, courtesy of O Media, a good mate of mine, Johnny O'Neill.
Oh, good on you.
O Media. So I reckon Collingwood.
Right. Yeah, I think the Pies, Didak, big in. Good to see him back, and it's a big game for Collingwood. So this will get them to 5-5 and still in the hunt.
Yeah, I think it'll come down to the Treadray-Prestigiacomo matchup, and I think Presti will win that matchup, so Collingwood will win.
Sam? Poss?
This was going to be played at Ken and Margaret Stadium, but it's been moved to the MCG. And I think Collingwood will beat Port Adelaide because they're going OK, the Pies.
Yes, Collingwood are going OK and Port aren't going great. We're going to go to a break. Don't go away, though, because Jim's going to eat the chili.
No,
to wrap up the show, he is after the break. Finally found the role for Bill in this show. Nuffy in the crowd. Good on you, Will. Oh, yeah, yes. James Brayshaw, before we farewell.
Not doing it, Gary.
Gary. You are, Jim. Just get in on it, bite it.
We've all...
hurry up, because we've got to go.
We've all seen the chili. We don't need to do it anymore.
Come on. Right down to the bottom. Way, 2, 3.
Swallow it.
Swallow it. Can I make a... yes, just while Jim chews and swallows.
No, not often we're serious.
Don't spit it out, Jim.
Not swallowing it, Gary. I'm not going to do it.
Go on, Matthew, in all seriousness, has been...
soft, weak man. He's a weak man.
We don't often serious on the pro. It's been a delight to have you in and to hear some of the insight and the backroom machinations of what went on has been truly enlightening. Thanks for sharing it all with us, mate. It's been fantastic. And you're a great
You told
man.
me something tonight I found extraordinary for a man your age.
What was that?
Can you honestly tell me that you have never, ever whipped?
Hey! Don't you say that.
Is that true?
It can't be.
Shut up.
Can't be true.
Wrap it up, Joe. It's all, I said we can only speak about that after 11:30, and I don't think we're going to get there. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Revolt and Matthew Richardson are superstars. Really appreciate it, Richo. Hope your legs on the mend and good luck, mate. 10 in a row. Got something you want to say there?
No.
We loved having you in first time. Shane, next week, ladies and gentlemen, he's going for his 3rd Guinness World Records. 27 custard pies in the face in 1 minute. That's what you can see next week. We'll see you next Thursday night. Good night.